Welcome back to the Kop TV. Smash our like button, Reds. 16 points clear now of Arsenal. Obviously they go to Manchester United tomorrow, and that is a game that I didn't expect, to be honest. Get your comments in. How did you think Liverpool reacted in that second half? Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's go chronologically. The first 5 minutes, the atmosphere before the game, by the way, was brilliant. Honestly, I asked the fans to be in their seats maybe 30 minutes before the game, this game, and I was in my seat 20 minutes before. The atmosphere beforehand, when the players were doing their warm-up to go inside, was brilliant. It was a really massive atmosphere for what was a cup final. Every game is a cup final at this stage for Liverpool, and although the performance in the first half was slightly worrying, especially when you add that onto the first half against PSG, we did what we always do in the second half and raise it massively against the Kop end. Curtis Jones should have scored after 5 minutes. If he does, it's a different game entirely. But then there was this period, this 10, 15, 20-minute period where Southampton keep getting corners, right, when it was really silly defending Liverpool. The communication wasn't really there. And they had this spell, and all of a sudden that atmosphere slowly just drained away. And then obviously with that bit of pressure that they put Liverpool under, they do score a goal, which came from a massive mix-up between Virgil and Alisson. I was literally 10 yards away from it. You might even be able to see me on Match Today tonight. If you see this jacket just behind the goal, no, it's me. But it was a big mix-up, and Alisson makes a mistake like that maybe once every 2 years. Virgil once every 3 or 4 years. So you can't beat them up for it. At the same time, yes, it's a big defensive error, but it was so early on in the game that Southampton actually almost scored too early, because the second half was just going to be an absolute onslaught, and it was. Really disappointed to not equalise before the first half. You go in thinking, Jesus, what's going to happen here? Listen, Liverpool is so far ahead that if we were 5 or 6 points ahead at this stage, you'd really worry. But look, second half is Arne Slot's forte at Liverpool so far. It was a massive call, the subs at half time, to take off Curtis Jones, to take off, who else came off? Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai. Again, energy-wise, you're thinking he's going to come big time in the second half and be our guy. But no, it was a really big shout. And actually, at the end, and when that happened, I thought, I hope this doesn't impact Liverpool's second half. But yeah, Robertson came on. Tsimikas was poor in the first half, but Robertson was fantastic coming on, energy-wise, up and down the left, brilliant. Harvey Elliott changed the game for 2 games in a row now, right? He gets a right-footed shot across the goal. Ramsdale saves it, and he's doing all this. And let's not forget, he's the 21-year-old in the team. I know we think he's older because he's been playing for us for 5 years now, but Harvey Elliott was the catalyst today. Mix in that with Darwin Núñez's mentality shift from the first half to the second half, where he got in a lot of trouble with that kick out. It was a yellow card, I don't think it was a red, but his mentality, the calmness that he needed to just have in the half-time break was clear, and it worked. So Harvey was fantastic when he came on. Luis Diaz in the first half kept giving the ball away. The midfield was sloppy. Passes were all over the gaff, really, and that frustration carried on right up until the end of the first half. But then the second half comes around. Harvey gets on the ball a little bit. You know, we're passing through the lines a lot quicker. It was so slow and targeted in the first half that when you realise, actually, to beat a low block team like this, play a few passes really quickly, and all of a sudden, within 2 minutes, within 10 minutes of the second half, go on Big Pete, what a legend. Within 10 minutes of the second half, it's 2-1. And that is down, in part, to Harvey Elliott and Darwin Núñez. And Luis Diaz's run, he didn't give up. He kept on going right up until the byline. And that's where Darwin Núñez needs to be. As a number 9, waiting for them cutbacks in the 6-yard box, you need to be scoring as a number 9, 15 of them. Haaland gets 15 of them a season. I know it's a big yardstick, Haaland, but just imagine what could have been with Darwin Núñez if he did get in them positions and finish like he did today. So shout out to him. Kept going, won the penalty as well. It was definitely a pen, the first one. Mo Salah, I mean, that ball was flying into the side net, and it was never going to be saved for the first one. And then we get the second penalty, which was the most obvious handball you're ever going to see. And again, I was touching distance from it, and it had to be a penalty on VAR, and it was, luckily. So Mo Salah steps up again. What side does he go? Whips it in the other corner this time. So he's just elite, gets his 2 goals. But my question to you guys is, who was your man of the match? Was it Harvey Elliott who was the catalyst? Was it Darwin Núñez with the mentality? Or was it Mo Salah with the 2 goals? Robbo gets a shout there as well for man of the match too in the second half. But listen, it's a win. It would have been nice to see a bit of Chiesa off the bench, but I don't know, Johnny Heitinger was being very ruthless with the subs today, so shout out to him in the absence of Arne Slot on the touchline. Overall, first half poor again. Is that worrying? Let us know in the chat. But as the game finishes, we end up comfortable 3-1 winners and win the second half 3-0. So, love it. Nice one, fella. Take care. So I absolutely love the mentality shift from first to second half. 16 points clear now. Liverpool are cruising this Premier League as things stand, and we are maybe talking about 4 or 5 wins now. Could do it. Arsenal go to United tomorrow. If they drop points, I mean, it's just crazy how far away Liverpool have got now at this stage, and we should be so much more far ahead as well. But anyway, we take it. Brilliant win in the end. Every game's a cup final from this stage, and I can breathe now, because my heart in the first half was not liking that performance. But listen, we got there in the end. We get the 3 points, we get the 3 goals. Paris on Tuesday, we can't perform like that in the first half. And then obviously Newcastle on Sunday. Let's see how they perform this weekend in the Prem. So, over the moon. I predicted 5-1. Of course I'll take 3-1. Get them likes and comments, and we'll see you outside here on Tuesday. Take care.